Miracle on the Mountain for West Virginia Championship Wrestling. Martin, Krista, and I will be heading down there. We're going to take a pop up. We're going to put it there at the park and go see that. We're going to go see Josh at PCS down in North Carolina and then come back up here to Connecticut. It's going to be a pretty. It's going to be pretty. I'm going to have a good time. MommyT doesn't. I don't know.
So I have a rule against anything that includes the word rustic.
Mm.
So I feel
Hard
like
no.
that's a real no for me.
Yeah, never. Like you told me very early on in our relationship that like camping,
no.
any
No.
hotel with the word rustic in its descriptors.
If it's like themed, like it has logs in it, I don't want it.
Yeah, we stayed at we stayed at Fort Wilderness. That was kind of at a weird time. That was like right before Christmas.
However, the Fort Wilderness was very like Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
Not really.
It wasn't Illinois Lincoln Logs.
No, there's nothing Lincoln Log about it. I'm not into glamping. There's no such thing.
No such.
Yeah, no, not my thing.
Well, you told me this very early on too.
No, there's no like illusion that was my feeling about it. That was
never once.
How I feel.
All right, so I'm just still tagging up this video. We haven't officially started yet, guys. We'll get
the official start date is starting soon.
What's that?
I don't know. So I had my friend's 40th birthday tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It was really fun.
So there was a Deadpool stripper, it seemed.
one of the guests had a Deadpool mask that he brought out to dance with. That was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
I had grapefruit flavored tequila.
That sounds gross.
It was fantastic.
To me, that's like the worst thing on the. That's like two things I absolutely hate smashed together.
I know you really hate those.
Dude, would you like to maybe also have like a, I don't know, like a ketchup and mayonnaise slushy?
No, I don't want that.
Because that's something else that would.
But grapefruit tequila was fantastic, and I had conservatively, let's call it 8 of them. Mm-hmm. So I'm feeling really good.
I see this. You guys took an Uber home here.
We did. We Ubered home, and it was actually my first Uber experience ever. Mm-hmm. Living in the country like we do.
Wish I truthfully would have known. I would have told you to take a Lyft. Uber's an awful company.
Yeah, it was what was available and super convenient at the time.
I understand.
But yeah, I'm definitely have to buy some of that grapefruit tequila.
So that's what all this, in the end, that's what this is all about.
That's the lesson that we're taking home.
Okay, get grapefruit tequila. So it's better than the grapefruit beer, which it has like a 2.2%.
Definitely better than grapefruit beer. What was that?
Lingenhusels?
So many letters.
Oh no, that beer, it's like Schrodendanger or something.
Yeah,
like
it was like all consonants. Like if you can imagine a word with no vowels.
It's a very German name, yeah.
That was that one. But I don't know if it's better than the grapefruit vodka.
Really?
The Deep Eddies grapefruit vodka is really quite delicious.
Drink whiskey, I don't know.
I know. They actually did have Basil Hayden at this open bar.
Oh, God, yes. So, hold on. I'm sorry. Ginger Beer just said it. It would be ketchup and Cool Ranch Doritos.
Ooh, gross. Yeah, that's not good. That's
not I hate everything about I want to go throw up now.
Doritos in general just make me so sick.
Although, no, I did recently have a Cool Ranch Dorito. I had a few. Kind of like I had the Cool Ranch Dorito taco at Taco Bell. That was awesome. And then I was like, all right, it's been like 20 years since I've had a Cool Ranch Dorito. And I had one and I was like, all right, that's pretty good.
I have to say,
they're not bad.
Taco Bell is a fairly new realm for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I've never tried anything Dorito flavored there. It kind of freaks me out a little bit.
No, it's the absolute best.
No. Cinnamon bun flavor, I'll take.
Cinnamon bun flavored tacos?
No.
That's what we're talking about here.
Tacos. No, actually, one of my pregnant friends recently ordered her Taco Bell, and it they forgot the Cinnabon
Oh, the
balls or whatever,
Cinnabon puffs or whatever the hell they are.
and she nearly died.
Yeah, that's a pretty big hit.
It was like the end of the world.
So we may as well. I think we may as well start here. Hopefully, we can get Chris and Martin to share our link. You could share our link with your buddies there.
Yeah,
If you're in airplane mode, you should be able to be on Wi-Fi, and it won't affect it. It's any radio waves. That's what affects the microphone.
I shall share.
He's got to be on airplane mode. So like I was saying, if we get 20 people on tonight, we'll do a giveaway. I'm looking around this room and I see a lot of things. We have a pop thing coming up tomorrow, so maybe we give away some pops. We'll see. We'll take a little vote in the chat.
What pops do you have there that we should give away?
Well, there's a ton of them.
We got so many pops on that wall.
What's great is recently getting, we can give away a Space Ghost.
Space Ghost is a pretty cool one.
There's two of them. One of them's actually Chris's, and one is the one that I found at Toys R Us that day.
Let's give away Chris's.
Sorry, Chris. MommyT said suck it.
No. Well, is that two of the same one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's the same one. Yeah, I'll pull it down. Yeah. Let's see. If we get 20 on, we'll give away a Space Ghost pop.
Coast to coast.
Oh, knocking over Pop
Yikes.
Customs.
Yikes. That's a good guy.
Oh, he's not good. He's the bad guy.
He's the bad guy.
So I guess we may as well start up now. Thank you for hanging out, everybody. We are 5Alive. I'm BobbyT.
And I'm MommyT.
Oh, you're going with MommyT, huh?
I mean, I don't really know. What should I do?
I don't know. It's up to you. I mean, it's what you want people to know. You could just blow some R2D2 bubbles.
I'm R2.
There you go. R2D2.
No, I mean, look, my name's Lisa, but I don't know. He calls me MommyT.
Well, it's because I was trying to keep some internet anonymity for
Yeah,
me.
but I keep putting gamer tag last week.
That is true. Now you reminded people, so there's like, oh, we'll just go back to last week.
Recycle.
Just if you're gonna do that, at least watch the whole episode so we get some watch minutes out of it.
Let me put it this way: if you have tried to reach me on that, I still don't know how to check my gamer messages, so I don't know about it. And
you just play Skyrim. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So
I'm
anyway,
still picking flowers, chasing dragons.
Throwing tomatoes.
You know.
So like, share, and subscribe. And like I was saying, guys, like as much as you can, subscribe even more. And tonight we will give away this Space Ghost pop if we get 20 people on. Chris and Martin and I will be heading down to the New Jersey Pop Swap at the Firehouse in Wayne, New Jersey.
Pop Swap.
It starts at 10 a.m. We'll get there probably around 11. We have a plan to hopefully meet up with a pretty awesome creator. We'll see how it goes. He's had a pretty rough week with Toy Fair, then going into all the other things that life has. It's one of the first times Toy Fair hasn't been over Valentine's Day. When we first started dating, MommyT and I never spent
Never
for
ever
the
had a
first
Valentine's Day.
8 years.
Yeah, that was like not really the warmest welcome into a relationship.
No, hey, look, but I told you straight up, like that's what this is.
But whatever, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
I mean,
this year I was like, what do you want for Valentine's Day? You're like, oh, I want this thing. I was like, well, I want a pair of Jordans.
What did I choose? What did I pick for my Valentine's Day present?
I don't even remember.
Remember?
No.
A custom Xbox controller.
Oh, that's right. Oh, God, you gotta order that. And then I was gonna get some Jordans, decided against them, and got the teal Knight of the Slice.
Yeah, I didn't order my custom Xbox controller yet either. You know what? We're planning a
we
trip.
have a Disney trip coming, so it's truthfully, I was gonna get the Knight you kind of have to jump on because there aren't very many re-releases, but Jordans are always gonna be there. I have someone I get them from for really cheap, so it's not like it's the end of the world.
I mean, pink Xbox controller's always gonna be there too.
Yeah.
But you know, it's fun.
So the next platform comes out.
And I have the Elite controller.
That is true.
The custom one's not going to be better.
No, it's just going to be an Xbox controller in different colors. It's not going to be like a gamer control. It's not going to be like the Elite where you can like turn up sensitivities.
The funny thing about the Elite is that the little knobs, the analog, is that?
Analogs, yep.
The analogs, I always get them mixed up. The analogs controllers, they come off. They're like magnets on there. And our daughter always loses them for us.
We find them though. It's a complete set. It's
And so, like,
always
sometimes I go to use it and I just have, like, this metal nub.
well. There's other ones. There's the
But the
convex
ones are awful. You
Yeah,
need
they
to have
really
the
are.
concave one.
Or there's like the ones with the super long necks. So it's like
Yeah,
who
no,
the hell
I have
plays like
little
this?
hands. Little munchkin hands. I can't use those tall ones. It's
Oh
not gonna
God,
work
it's
for
I
me.
can't, and I have normal size hands. I'm not a oompa loompa, and I can.
No. Look at this. Look at this. See this?
What?
Okay, see
Your hands are red.
Okay, my hands are pink
Wait. Okay.
because I wanted. So I
It
got my
looks
hair
like.
dyed
Hold on.
this week.
It seriously right now. It looks like I'm flashing a pink light on your hands.
I know it's really ridiculous. Okay, you want to hear the? I'm gonna go into all of it. So, I got my hair dyed this week. I have been wanting to be a rock star for my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
I decided that this year I would get some purple put into it. And so it's darker, you can probably tell. But it has some purple in it, but it's like still dark. So you can't really see it quite as well. So tonight for this party, I wanted to put a little extra in it. So I put some like pink in it, but it like comes off. So it's in my hands. And it was probably all over my face during the party. I probably looked totally ridiculous.
It looks like I have a pink gel light.
Is that my face?
It's not on your face, it's
Okay.
on your hands. But like
It is definitely
it
on my
doesn't
hands.
you know what though? We have the lights up here and I've got the light above you and everything. So it does definitely it looks like they're illuminated in pink.
No, it's like it's like
It's kind of
really
bugging
pink.
my eyes out right now
But
actually.
it's mostly this one. And so here's where this is like hashtag mom life. This hand, I managed to paint my nails. This hand, I didn't.
Oh.
So I went to the party with one hand
Yeah.
painted nails. So
That's
cool.
Oh, what's what cool people do.
Yeah, I felt really cool, let me tell you, when I realized halfway through the party that I was with one hand painted nails. At least I painted them nude color, so it wasn't like...
It wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Oh, well. So what are you watching? And everybody in the chat, throw in what are you guys watching? So is there something we're missing? Is there something we should be checking out? Do you think what we think is good sucks? Tell us.
So, watching... You know, I really haven't watched a lot. I've been trying to catch up, but I haven't been able to catch up with Celebrity Big Brother.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm behind. So if anybody's
I'll start that when Omarosa's gone. I can't.
Well, I gotta tell you that I'm not
She's
caught
probably
up, so
really
I don't
good
really
at this
know.
game. She's probably still in it.
But it actually has been kind of interesting, honestly. She had so. You know, you never really trust what she's saying whatsoever. But she's been playing it like, you can't believe what's happening in the administration. You should be scared. I can't believe I was ever involved. Why did I ever do that? It seemed like the good thing at the time. I don't know why I ever did it. And she's got people...
So she's trying to repair her image on Big Brother.
Yeah, yeah.
Because she basically signed on with the devil and realized it after the fact.
So, I mean, I don't
awesome.
really know how she feels, and
she feels like she's backing away.
And,
she's going.
And quite frankly, I'm a week and a half behind, which I think it's probably over now. Like, it was a really short season.
It was only 3 weeks.
So it might even be over now, and I'm really behind. But
we have CBS All Access now.
Yeah, I've been watching it when I have a chance on my iPad while I'm playing Skyrim. But it's she's really been kind of playing it interesting. What I really love about Big Brother, I don't know if anybody is a fan of Big Brother. I'm a super, super fan. Big Brother, to me, is not really interesting in and of itself. The show is, cool to watch, whatever. It's kind of fun to see the challenges, see the diary entries that they do. That's the good part about the produced piece. But what I really find really cool about it is the background behind it. What is actually making these people do this? How are they producing it to make it spin a different way? That's where I really love it.
Well, it's we'll skip actually to a what are we reading kind of bit real quick, because I don't have anything except for Star Trek books. There was a book called, oh geez, why did I just forget? It's written by Chuck Palahniuk. It's about reality TV.
Oh, the mansion one?
Yeah, yep. So
What was that called? I can't think of it.
it's killing me. Let's see. Well, luckily I have all of the world's information
All
at
of the
my.
worlds.
See, Haunted. So, Haunted was a book where these people go into a house just like a Big Brother, and you don't know if the people behind the scenes have disappeared. You don't know if this is part of the game, what's
Mm-hmm.
happening, but things are getting more desperate because food's not coming. The toilet's backed up. They then start to believe that the more that they suffer, the more famous they'll be. So it becomes a challenge of who can
Right.
suffer more. So, and then mix that with the edit because these people are going, well, I'm doing this, but it can be edited to look like that
Well, that's the
because the
coolest part
edit
about Big
is
Brother, right? The
always
edit.
it's
Like
always about the edit.
so like someone might be doing intending to do one thing, talking in the diary room. Bless you.
Ooh,
Talking in the
that's a
diary
big
room,
one.
trying to head it, head their story in one direction, but the edit might really flip them. And sometimes I think someone gets like a really raw edit. Sometimes they get a
Yeah,
really good edit.
absolutely. They could definitely play up either side.
And so like the there's a couple that's on Amazing Race this season, who I think got a super good edit because they were friggin' annoying on Big Brother, but they were kind of like loved by America,
Mm-hmm.
the quote unquote America.
Oh,
They
that's the
were
best.
freaking
That is
awful.
one of the and we haven't used this trick yet, but it's one of the oldest tricks in TV is doing the America voted and
Yeah.
they said this. I can say that to anything. Go, oh, we put up a poll, a temporary poll, and it said that blank, 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 and you go, oh, I'm not gonna go check the poll.
No.
And I go, oh no, it was temporary. I took it down. Like, no one's ever going to verify that. And then I'll go, oh, we're doing this, that, and the other thing. And that's exactly what they do. It's just
It's
so,
so
like,
bad. And
such an old trick.
look, I realize we live in liberal bastion, Connecticut, but I just can't believe that the country is so different than what we think is normal. But I suppose it might be. But yeah, this one couple, I think their names are Jessica and Cody. They're on Amazing Race this season, and they're just like, I can't think of worse people in my entire life than these people. And
that's pretty harsh.
And there's some really bad people that have been on Big Brother.
Oh God, there's some pretty rough ones.
But these people are just like just painful in every direction.
Yeah, I guess in the world of guilty pleasures, I think for me, that it would be it'd be Big Brother. I watch it. I'll admit it, and I get into it every year. But truthfully, I don't like it until it thins out.
Yeah, I like it right from the beginning.
Too many talkers in the beginning.
So I used to watch the live feeds. I don't have time for that anymore. I record the After Dark, which is like the nighttime that's unedited from, I think it's like 9 to 12 their time.
Yeah.
And I record that and I kind of fast forward through it the next day generally. But I enjoy that right from the beginning. Bobby can't stand that because it's so much talking over each other.
Oh my God. There was one season where this guy could not stop swearing. Like,
right.
It was to the point where they brought him into the room and they're like, you need to stop.
Yeah.
Like, they straight up told him. And because one of the rules is you can't say what you talked about in that room to the other people in the house.
Right.
But this dude was just breaking every rule because he was so dumb. But he came in and he was like a kid who just learned how to swear.
Yeah, he just couldn't handle it.
He just was firing up. Everything was just fuck. It was like over and over.
It's like, did you just learn the word fuck?
It was really that bad. Like, our daughter is going to say fuck one day. She's going to say it like 40 times in a row. It was like that. And
they don't have many rules. Like, they're not allowed.
Yeah, he came out and he told the guy, he's like, yeah, he told me I can't swear anymore.
They're not allowed to talk about what they talk about in their diary room. They're not allowed to, like, sing because they don't want people to, like, promote themselves.
To try to promote themselves. Yeah. And you can't wear, like, that's why they always wear college stuff because...
But, like, that was really weird because remember this last season, this guy had, like, he was, I can't think of the word, rodeo clown or something like that?
Yeah, and he wore his
rodeo clown always shirt. Wore his outfit.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what the rule about self-promotion is, but he was fine with that. So it does its thing, but...
So I was watching a show that I really like It just came up on Netflix this week, I think. It's called Everything Sucks. It is about a freshman and, or, well, a high school group. It's three freshmen, one or two sophomores, and then I'm reading Chris and it's the true story of the Benoit. I want to read that. Okay, so Ninja saying he's reading the Chris and Nancy, the true story of Benoit murder suicide. That it's kind of a rough story, but
Dark.
like, yeah. Well, we talk. Look, you know what I like to read.
Yeah.
But no,
yeah.
this show comes from. It's based in 1996 in Boring, Oregon, and
Is that really the name of the town?
that's really the name of the town. They go to Boring High School,
Boring.
and but it's coming of age, but it's kids who grew up in my time, like. I was a sophomore in 1996, so it's really cool to see. And one of the things I had mentioned today when we talked about it earlier is that it's not heavy-handed. It's as heavy-handed as it needs to be to kind of get a certain point across.
Right.
But the style, the music, you'd say like, okay, they're hitting it on the head a little bit too hard, but it's really not that. Like, it's just, I think That 70s Show is the best period TV show ever. Like they did it in the 70s and it didn't feel like they were forcing it too much. Like
yeah.
the cars were like that.
Well, we were talking about that before. Like part of that might have just been the 70s era. Like it
Yes.
wasn't as
there wasn't as much. It wasn't as everywhere. It wasn't as consumer driven. It wasn't.
right.
So whereas the 90s was, it was the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So it was.
I mean, could you imagine doing a 2017, 2018 show? Like everything is consumerized.
Exactly. So we have a show about it.
We'd be like, winter sangria, Trader Joe's serving some water. Like
Don't say that.
delicious.
I think I don't know if they have to pay us or we got to pay them or I don't know how this
It's
works.
like Trader Joe's. I think you have one.
No, so now the show is really really good. They kind of do hammer the 90s thing in the beginning a little bit, but for the most part they really get off of that in like the
So I
middle of the
haven't
second
really watched
episode.
it yet, but I'm really excited to.
Really good.
I was listening from the other room while I was crafting for this
Mhm.
party, and the music.
The music was
phenomenal.
awesome. That's what I was saying when as I was tagging up the video earlier. I said I've got the Weezer's Blue album stuck in my head. It's this whole thing is the music of like 1995 to 1996. It's Tori Amos and Weezer and Space Hog
So
was in there.
I gotta tell you, when
Presidents of the United States of America were in there.
I was probably a junior in high school, so I was maybe 17.
Yeah.
And when I went to a Tori Amos concert, and I had a pink polo shirt mini dress that I wore, another polo shirt underneath so I could pop the collar, right? And
You just didn't know where you were, huh?
no, my life was really weird because I grew up in like
You grew up in Prospect.
it was a very small town, Connecticut. So I went with one of my friends, and we both watercolor painted each other before we went to this concert. So I had like clouds and rainbows down one leg and like on my arm. I have pictures
What?
somewhere. Yeah, I have pictures somewhere.
Hold on a minute. What the hell did you just say?
And we went to the Tori Amos concert that way.
Jesus Christ. Alright, I'm gonna get into that soundtrack a little bit and get away from this piece of the conversation. Like,
That
share,
was,
and
like,
subscribe, I think.
What we were into.
So, right away, the first song in this show is Mighty Mighty Boss Tones, The Impression That I Get, which was constantly playing at this time. It's a great song, though.
Great.
Like, it immediately brought me back to, like, that time. Like, right, like, I immediately went back to it. So, Whoop, there it is.
Yeah.
In the Meantime by Space Hog, which is the one that we were talking about.
That was, like, really fun to watch.
Run Around by Blues Traveler, which they played that song. I remember when I was 14 years old, I was working with my father on a construction site, and we had Radio 104 on. It was our modern rock channel at the time, and you would start to hear kind of the pattern of the songs that would be playing. And one day in my tool belt, I just had like my little pad.
Tool belt?
Yeah, I had a tool belt. What the hell? Like, you're working on things.
We had a different life.
So very much. So I pull my little pad out and I'd write down like what song played, and then kind of like start doing hashes. And they were playing that song twice an hour, They were playing it, but it was at a weird time.
Did
It
you
was
go
like
to 104 Fest?
I
I definitely
went to Radio 104 Fest.
So,
Is anyone from the area? Have you ever been to a Radio 104 Fest?
or
If
your
not,
local
see now I
similar
know though.
channel.
Yeah, whatever your local channel is, what was their festival? We had Radio 104 Fest, and you'd get like
They
15
had
bands.
Candlebox.
Yeah, there was always crazy ones. But like I went down to there's a one in Florida called like Zeta Rock or something like that. It was down southeast Florida, and they had the same kind of deal. It was like not Sunfest, that's something else, but
that's a different thing.
It was like Rockin' in the Sun or some bullshit. But whatever it was, like that was their yearly thing.
Mm-hmm.
So in the chat, tell us if you had a event like that. Because ours was 104 Fest.
We had to leave early from one because one of my friends got a lot of glitter in her eyes.
Jesus Christ.
We
definitely
were
led different lives.
really obsessed with pouring glitter all over ourselves.
And painting half of your bodies, apparently.
No.
Well, you know what's funny? This show is a lot about like the heirs of youth. Like the dumb shit. And because it's from our time, it's the things like
I mean, there was nothing like
this girl pierces her nose.
Whatsoever.
She pierces her nose with a safety pin. And I'm like, I remember the dumbass girls who were like,
well,
I'm gonna get this nose piercing because Farousa Balk has one.
Oh my god, Farousa Balk. Obsessed. So, yeah, I mean, like, if I could have left my life to be with anybody in the entire world, it would have been Farousa Balk.
It would have been Farousa Balk, huh?
Yeah.
Alright, so...
Changed my world as a...
Let's see, Radio 104 Fest from 1996. So this is actually for our... Oh, God. Wait until you hear this lineup. Alright, so wait, I don't want you to say that.
The Candlebox I said.
You did say the Candlebox and you got that. That was it.
What was the Cars song? What was it? We count only blue cars.
Oh, God, yes. No, see, the one I like from Candlebox is...
No, that was somebody else, though. Who was that?
I remember the song. So, all right, we have
Everclear, right?
Cracker, Dishwalla, Everclear,
that was Dishwalla.
Local H, Lush, Patty Rothberg, whatever, Semisonic, Stabbing Westward, The Dictators, The Refreshments, and The Verve Pipe. That's a really good lineup.
Okay, we're showing our age, but that was all amazing, right?
So, all right, now this one was interesting. As I remember this, I actually wasn't at this one.
I was definitely at that one.
This one I specifically remember.
In the eye.
I went down to Florida to go to Disney World, and I was flying back on this date. Josh had got us both tickets, but he bought tickets not knowing that my vacation was at that time, so he and Beavis went.
So here's how old I was during this concert. My friend's mom drove us.
Well, I was 15.
She had Lyme disease.
Jesus Christ.
And it was too hot. So she was really upset because it was too warm for her to be out.
Buzz Bake Sale. Wait a minute. Crypto Crypt. I think that's the South Florida one. Isn't that... Where are you from, Crypto Crypt? Because that's the... I think I went to that. Buzz Bake Sale. It's like 98.7, I want to say. Yeah, I feel like that's the rock channel that I listened to when I lived down in Florida.
I pretty much only lived in Connecticut and a very short time in Virginia and Boston, so no, not my scene.
Buzz Bake Sale, let's see. Yeah, that's it. It's the one from West Palm Beach. So right now it says the show is always held at the Cruise Inn Amphitheater. So we have the Meadows, and then it's like the AT&T, and then it's like it's cycle through names.
Whatever it is.
This is their Meadows. It's like something new every time. Right. It's always something new.
Whoever's paying for the sponsorship.
Whoever that year, it doesn't matter. You buy it for an extended period.
Well.
Oh, awesome. Crypto Crypt is AJ. Dude, AJ, what is up?
Hey, AJ.
For real, dude.
It's funny when you said that, I was like, AJ should sponsor that.
No, AJ's got I think there's something going on right now in down there. So what we're talking about is the Lake Park Arts District down in Lake Park, Florida. It is owned by AJ Brockman. It's awesome.
I can't wait to go back.
We are going on in March in like 3-4 weeks.
Really soon.
We're going. We're so pumped. It's like scheduled in for a long period because there's a restaurant. There's the coffee house.
We're like.
There's.
I want that.
We're going on Thursday. No, for real. We're going on a Thursday, which is open mic night there. So there's actually a really good open mic. There's so it's really cool. The place is shaped like an L. Like you walk in at kind of this part, and it's like an upside down L. They in the corner, like in the crook of it, built the cave, which is all beer, and it's got like this awesome menu and every kind of beer you can imagine. Even stock stuff like Surge, Mexicokes,
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
just the
There's a
crazy
whole
shit like
beer
that.
cooler. It's been a
Old school
while
video games. It's been a
since I've been
while.
there,
It's
but
for me. It's been a year, but so much has happened in a year.
I can't wait to see what it is now.
It's crazy. Oh, and
We
then
can't
there's
wait
the
to see it, AJ.
then there's the Kelsey, which I hope. I mean, we'll be there on the 15th, so we'll check. I hope there's an event going on. But the one I was hoping, and I don't think she's there now. When we were there last year, it was I think she was just Hawaiian, and she had this awesome spread of food, and you would pay like $10 for something, and she just keep bringing
Last
food.
time I was
But it was
there-
like food that like your grandmother would make, because like she was somebody's grandmother.
Last time I was there, somebody was there that was making like all random Rice Krispie treats, and they were so good.
Oh, that was crazy. That's you were pregnant too.
Yeah,
You bought
yeah.
a lot of those.
I was really pregnant.
I remember the lady's like, okay, they're like $4 a piece, and you went like, okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna get
And
like
you're
a
like,
whole box.
How
of these.
much is it for 20? Like really count. I'm like, do I get a
I
deal
went
for
one of those.
bulk?
And one of those.
Because it was
And
all
one of
different
those.
cereals.
Yeah,
It was,
yeah,
So
yeah.
it was like peanut butter puffs and stuff. Like there was everything.
There was like a Captain Crunch one.
Yeah,
it was
no,
so
it was
good.
nuts. That was really, really good. So yeah, guys, like, share, and subscribe. And if you are down in that area, definitely check out Lake Park Arts District.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Again, Kelsey.
The
Last time I
Brewhouse,
was
right?
there,
Brewhouse?
yeah, it's the Brewhouse Gallery. Last time I was there, the String Assassins were playing in the Kelsey Theater. What's awesome about the String Assassins?
Big Jenga.
Giant Jenga, which every year we've had an epic game. Every time I go there, I have that game where like we make it to the top and there's nowhere else to go. Like so, somebody's turn is the
Like
turn that
arcade
says like,
machines. And
oh
like,
yeah, he's got Miss Pac-Man there.
Yeah.
It's my favorite. That's my jam right
That's
there.
the one.
So definitely, and hey, just so you guys know, we're not being paid by the brew house. We just love the
No.
brew house.
We just like him.
Oh, it's so
we love
good.
you, AJ.
Yeah, we have one of his paintings in our home.
So yeah, we can't wait to go back, and that's one of our favorite places. So
Absolutely,
we're
going to Disney. One of the things I'm going to pick up while I'm there is probably a couple things for giveaways on the show. One of them is a pop that I have been waiting for. Hopefully, there's more when we get there. Gingerbeard picked it up for me already. It is the collector from the Marvel Universe movies at the end of Guardians of the Galaxy, Benicio del Toro. It's him, but in gold. So he's the
How
golden
many
collector.
Benicio del Toro
All of
figures
them.
are out right now?
All.
Do we need all of them?
Each and every one.
Everyone.
So, well, I mean, so coming up, which is actually kind of a good segue, check out, we have some Toy Fair footage where we checked out stuff from Hasbro Star Wars Black figures, a bunch of Funko stuff. We talk about Gentle Giant. So go check out those videos. What is great about those videos is that exactly what we're talking about right now, which is really awesome upcoming stuff, which actually, let me just pull up something real quick here.
Stuff. Upgrade stuff.
So
down there.
there is coming up is going to be a DJ figure, which is Benicio del Toro's character from Star Wars Episode 8. He is going to be in the Black Series, so it'll be in that bigger scale. He has the awesomest clothes because it's just a trench coat and normal clothes.
Right.
And a Benicio del Toro head.
So,
So I want to take that head off, put my head, literally my head, onto that, and
which
then...
is also the Rex head. Star
Which
Wars.
pretty much.
Yeah.
So, and then take that Benicio del Toro and put him in a suit so he can, or like a Tony Stark body, so he can be Finster from the Usual Suspects.
Well, I mean, a trench coat is a great customizing
In general.
shape.
Yeah,
You can do so much with
you
it.
sure can. So, Ready Player One.
I'm really excited. I actually haven't watched
Super
a lot.
pumped.
I haven't watched a lot of trailers.
I've
I haven't
only
watched
seen one.
I saw that one trailer. Now I've seen the toys.
So, I'm sorry, not Gentle Giant. Iron Giant is going to be in this movie. I think it's going to be towards the end. They jump up into these mechs. In the book, he jumps into... Geez, Martin knows the name. There was a Toei years ago in Japan had made a Spider-Man, Japanese Spider-Man adaptation. It's the craziest thing you've ever seen in your whole life. It's like Power Rangers, but
I
Spider-Man.
knew the name, but I can't think of it.
So that mech that Spider-Man, the Japanese mech that Spidey gets into, is what these guys, one of the guys chooses to go into
Yeah.
this battle with.
Well, that was a big part of the
Yeah, it's what you
book.
get to choose.
Yeah.
So there's also Messenger Z and a few of the other big guys. The thing is that don't know if they just didn't get the license or however it worked out, but it's going to be
You
instead.
can imagine that movie, like that book, to turn into a movie was a licensing nightmare.
Oh man, that was
Because,
you should have got that job. Like just jump in as your first job, like and to put
yeah,
it on your
I'm going
resume.
to take over licensing
Just
for...
oh, you don't think there was a 50 million people on that team?
That is like, it's
That was
crazy.
the
They
department.
just had so many licenses they had to pull. I mean,
Crazy.
like, that book was like a nerd name drop.
That's all it was. And then Armada was the same way. They just kind of
haven't
went
read
with
that yet.
video games. It's basically the Last Starfighter. It's good, but it's the Last Starfighter. So anyway, the mechs, one is going to be Iron Giant, which we saw that in the trailer. I think, was it Voltron? There's another mech that makes an appearance, and it's a big popular one. So they got a few really good licenses. The DeLorean's whipping around because that's something that was definitely involved in it. So I went to GameStop today, and I thought this was maybe a mismarking on the shelf. Turns out on their website it's also this price, $12.99. These are the Funko. Let's see,
Hiccups.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 point of articulation, 4-inch action figures of Ready Player One, and I'll be doing an unboxing of these because these are pretty awesome. $12.99 for 4 action figures is
It's pretty amazing. I mean, what's the scale on those? They're small.
4-inch. It's so 3 3/4. It's like a GI Joe.
Yeah.
What I think is really cool is the IROC. He has pass-throughs in his body. It's clear. It's not clear.
Yeah.
It's like holes.
It's like actual holes.
And then the same thing with the H figure. He's like suspended up on like springs, like on coils. What's actually kind of funny is years ago when I was playing Warhammer, I had a zombie crew, and I would use epoxy on these like strings of plastic to make guts. And when it would start to soften, I would then put it onto the plastic and kind of pull them. Yeah. So it would look like they were propped up, but their guts were spilling out and stuff. Yeah. Customizer tricks. So
the Artemis figure is kind of interesting because that's kind of not how I pictured her.
Well, this is her online persona. Like that's her.
Obviously, but
no, a little different.
Yeah, still not how I pictured her. Although I like it. Like I love like the hip slung belt.
Then it's garbage.
I wish her hair was purple.
It's pink, right?
It's red. It's so red.
I'm gonna blame that on Funko.
I mean, it's all the way over there
now. It is pretty far over there, and I'm coughing. I can't get over there and walk.
It's lost to us.
It's over.
I mean, it's cool.
Into the vortex. It's gone.
There's a couple different outfits that I've seen. Like I think in one of the trailers or like movie posters that I saw, she was kind of wearing like shorts, like more like a Lara Croft type outfit with the belts and stuff, and that was cool. But in general, I'm excited. I think it's kind of interesting what they've done with that part of the story in particular, because it seems like from the trailer that they're making it more of a love story, which was really not in the book.
No, it was there, but it wasn't there. Okay, so I'm going to actually jump back into some... I'm going to keep going back to this because there are some really good lineups and some really bad ones of Radio 104 Fest. Now, this is the first one I went to. There was a second stage. At this point, they did a smaller stage. This one was still at Riverside.
So Riverside is now Six Flags, but it wasn't at...
It wasn't at the time. It was called Riverside.
It became it during...
Yeah. So, this is weird. So, this was called Modern Rock. It was Radio 104 Modern Rock. And they would try to revitalize some older bands. Like, and one of these bands is on here. So, there was Blondie, which is, again, someone from the early 80s. That they were like, well, punk pioneer, that kind of music, so let's bring them up. And they would play that stuff.
We were all excited to see that.
Echo and the Bunnymen. Another one. Like,
I don't recall that whatsoever. Like, doesn't even slightly ring a bell.
Weirdness. Local H... Moby, Orbit, who I don't even know who that is.
No, wait, we know who that is though.
Do we? And the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones.
Oh, I'm thinking of Orbit, but I'm thinking of the drink.
You're thinking of, oh my god.
Do you remember that?
Yes, so there was a drink in the 90s called Orbit, and it had like these gel balls that would just like float
It's
up
like
and down.
if you can imagine boogers in your
Yeah, like
drink.
do you want like a fine flow of snots in your drink? They'll be going up and down. You could suck them right up. Ugh.
You know, I love boba tea.
That is true. So.
And so, like, for someone who really does like that texture, to say that that was gross.
So this is the one that was the one I drove to. This is a tale of don't be a young kid who drove somewhere and get drunk like a stupid young kid at a concert.
Okay.
This is that tale. Two Skinny Jays, Bare Naked Ladies, Fastball, Harvey Danger, Cage Choice, who only had like one or two songs.
But that was all
They
that
were good.
mattered. Yeah.
What is it? I'm Not an Addict, I think is Cage Choice.
Mm-hmm.
Scott Weiland. Before we saw him...
Oh my god. Scott Weiland concert was awful.
We saw was that Scott Weiland or Stone... I think that was Stone Temple Pilots.
It was called Stone Temple Pilots.
No, it was the DeLeo brothers. Like, the whole band was there. It was all of them. But Scott Weiland came out like Clint Eastwood in The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And he was
cool.
shedding layers but keeping the poncho. So at one point he did this, and I looked over at Lisa. I'm like, all right, I think we're ready to go.
I think we all were like...
We didn't even watch the whole show. We seriously left when he went like this. And I was like, all right, we're done. We're done. We're out.
He sang Plush, let's go.
Yep, we're finished. We heard what we wanted to hear. Soul Asylum and the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones one more time. That was 98. There's a 98 1 and 2.
It must have just been like the way
October 3rd, maybe, and this is also at the Meadows. I don't remember.
Well, I think I went to like one
I did go to this one.
I went
So
to the Riverside one.
this was my senior year. I definitely went to this one. Two Skinny Jays, Amazing Crowns, Better Than Ezra Cracker, Days of the New.
I was so obsessed with Two Skinny Jays.
They were good. I like them. I still like them. Yeah.
Pluto's a Planet was one of their songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
God Lives Underwater, Marcy Playground.
Yep.
Rustic Overtones, and Stabbing Westward. I actually got Stabbing Westward's album from Columbia House.
You paid 2 cents for it, which means in the long run you paid $50 for it.
I paid $50 that I never paid them. So
still deep in your credit history somewhere.
I was 11 and John Mailboxman didn't have a credit history, so like we were saying, we are going to be on for probably another little while. We have here a Space Ghost Pop that we would like to give away because we're going to a pop convention tomorrow. I think we're going to do a little live stream. We're also hitting the Pumpkin Queen Diner, which we did. We were introduced to by Corn Boy from Four Horsemen Toy Studios in New Jersey, and this place is amazing. Chris and I have like a map of the menu that we're gonna like.
I'm so jealous right now.
Yeah, you probably should be.
Staying home with the booger face.
Yeah.
And she's such a booger face right now.
Oh, she totally is. No, yeah, she's gonna like repeat words a bunch of times. You're gonna go like, Lillian, please, and she go, Lily, please, Lily, please, Lily, please.
Let's go to Target. Because Mommy's gotta get out here.
Yeah, she was really good at Target today. She always is.
You brought her to Target today?
Yeah, right after I dropped you guys off. I was like, what the hell am I gonna do? So I went to Target. So,
now what am I supposed to do tomorrow?
Bring her to Target. So I picked up this this Cowboy Bob Orton. Don't really care about the figure itself. I was actually more concerned with the Build-A-Figure part that comes with it, which is the head of Howard Finkel and the microphone, the old WWE microphone. This is, I only want it for customizing reasons, and I have started making molds of all the different wrestler heads. Those are going to be available on the eBay store pretty soon. So if you do customs, you don't have to buy a $20 figure. You can buy a $5 head because that's all you really want. So we'll be getting that going. But yeah, Howard Finkel, I love him. He was the old ring announcer. He had this rad mustache. Had this monstrosity going on up on top. It's awesome.
I don't know. All I know is whoever is currently the announcer makes me insane because you leave it on down here, and I hear it like through the back of
Okay,
my
no.
head.
So that is a color commentator. I'm talking about the announcer's the one who goes, "Coming down the aisle."
I
Like
just
that
like
guy.
it's in the back of my head constantly, and I'm just like, get this sound out
Oh
of here.
yeah, no, it does sound like the baby's crying or something.
It's awful.
Yeah.
Can't stand it.
Do we have the monitor, or is she
Nope.
just?
But Carla's upstairs. She'll tell us if she's crying.
She won't. Carla's passed out right now on the couch.
Hopefully, Carla's awake.
Our baby's gonna walk in that door.
She's gonna be like, "Mommy, Daddy downstairs."
So, one thing I had to jump on because the secondary market is killing with this thing right now, and I wanted it. And I was at Target, and it was the only one on the shelf. This is the new Boba Fett Lego.
Is it Technics?
Yeah, Technics
They're not really
where
calling it that
Technics
anymore, though, right?
meet Bionicle, basically,
Okay, yeah,
but
yeah.
in figure form. And they come out to, let's see, so it's going to be a 10-inch figure when all's said and done. They're actually pretty badass. But the secondary market is just rough on this thing. So seeing it, had to grab it. I think I'm going to do a speed build on that.
You should. It's pretty cool.
Haven't done a speed build in a while, and it's a really cool piece. So, actually, it's funny. So, kind of to talk about that briefly. So, I did a few speed builds. We talk about wrestling. We talk about movies and music and all these different things. And one of our associates, our friends, told us to, only talk about toys or only talk about this or that. And that's not what our channel's about. Our channel's about the things we love. So,
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Also, Cowboy Bob Orton and Howard Finkel's head and Mexicokes. I'm sorry, that's what this channel is. So,
Trader Joe's salsa.
it's behind you.
Oh yeah, here it is.
There you go, margaritas.
Woo! It's not margarita. It's straight up tequila.
So,
we didn't mix it with anything.
one thing, this is from our friends over at Levo. They make what's called an infuser. It's an herbal infuser. So, what's really cool with this thing is that you can, so like our daughter, to get her to sleep, we would be able to make something with lavender and some kind of oil.
Chamomile.
Chamomile, and put these things into a pod. Put the pod into this piece with some oil or whatever we want, kind of type of. It's got to be oil, basically.
Coconut oil.
Coconut, yeah, it could be coconut oil, which is what we use mostly. And it infuses all of basically the good stuff, like steeping it in a shorter amount of time with like very little mess and everything. I absolutely love this thing. The second I was out to lunch with a friend, and he's explaining it to me, and as he's explaining it, I've got my phone out.
You're like,
and I'm ordering it. I'm like, what is it called again? Okay, Levo. Gotcha. So, it is the Levo Oil Infusion Incorporated is the name of the company. They're out of Colorado. They just made such an awesome piece. So, I had seen them over at the Clutter Gallery over in Beacon, New York, where Knights of the Slice is actually featured. So I had seen her there, and we got to talking about it. She says, "Oh, you didn't get the stuff yet. Let me send it to you." So here we go, and here's what we got. Now,
cool stuff.
I thought it was going to be like, here's a Levo sticker. And I'd be like, hell yeah, Levo sticker, right? No, it's like
we got
way
a Levo
more.
Sticker.
We got the Levo sticker. So in your book, when you get the Levo, there's a bunch of things you can do with it. And it gives you the
So,
different...
like, let's give a little background. The Levo machine is kind of like, if you could imagine a Keurig?
Yep.
Am I saying it right?
Yeah, Keurig.
For oil, like infused oil.
Infused oil. So it doesn't have to be, like we said, chamomile and lavender, but it can be garlic and...
Right, like you can make like an olive oil, you can make...
Yeah, and it's so on their website, it's actually pretty cool because you can... and just so you know, this isn't like sponsored or anything. Like, we're just saying we were in love with this thing before we got this.
We have a really cool copper one because we're awesome.
Yeah, we were in the pre-sale. We pre-ordered it very, very, very early on and got the copper one. And apparently it's just like a nightmare to make. It's a QC problem. And there's a very limited amount and we got in it. And then they made an avocado one.
Well,
it's like that pale, that pale green.
There's nothing I love more than the copper right now.
With brown, yeah, it's pretty awesome. So, so anyway, like I said, I had expected a small deal. Ended up getting something huge. So they have these silicone herb blocks. So if you were to make something like I'm saying, a garlic basil or whatever, you can then pour it into these blocks, freeze it, and then you can just pop out your blocks of your infused oil. And this works for everything. It works for a lot of like eucalyptus, and they have a book
We should make
and
like
a
a
few different
jalapeno
things.
one to make
Jalapeno would
like
be good.
because we really like this sauce right now called
The
aji verde.
Aji verde.
It's Peruvian sauce.
It's like a jalapeno and
It's
cilantro.
supposed to be cilantro, but we're not a cilantro
Oh,
fans,
I
so we
hate
usually make it
cilantro.
with parsley. But it's really good stuff.
Yeah, so
Green sauce.
basically, if you're a cook, if you like any of that stuff, you can use it for all that. And then go on their site, and they have a bunch of different, really, we'll call them unorthodox recipes that you can use. There's alternative uses for this.
Yes.
Which we won't talk about here, but you'll see when you go to Levo. So this is a press because you put all your stuff into a pod, and then at the end, I would use one of those big fat Sharpies, and I just use the backside of it.
So that's where all my Sharpies are going.
Pretty much, they're pressing out Levos. So now this is actually a press. So this is an herb pod press, and you just pop it into the pod and push down to squeeze out any oils that are like stuck in the herb. That's all it is. It's a cylinder with rubber. It's awesome. Very simple, but very effective.
Does the job.
So this is the one I was most excited for. This is the 2 times the volume, 2 times the potency, 2 times the fun power pod. The extra strength power pod. So what you do is when you chop up all your herbs, and again, whatever stuff you're going to be putting into here, it could be, actually what I would like to do would be like something with cinnamon. I feel like that would be pretty good. So it's usually this big.
Right.
And then to get a deeper, more potency,
you run it through
twice.
You
run it through twice. This is the pod that allows you to do it just straight up anyway.
2 times the fun.
2 times. So this was awesome. This was from Levo. I cannot wait to get this popped into our Levo. And there was a bag.
Tote bag.
Oh, and there was a magnet.
More stickers. More magnets.
And there was this awesome pin actually.
And a pin.
I really like the pin. Hopefully, I hope Jack made that.
Hopefully.
So really good, really excited. So get over to Levo. I think it's just levooil.com. All right, let's see. I think we're actually almost ready to wrap up here. Short.
Well, we didn't really talk about everything though.
1 sec. Let me double check our battery life here.
Yeah, might as well check. So we don't run out on you guys again, like we did last time. So I'll talk about what I'm listening to. I'm listening to a podcast called Rabbits. It's an audio drama, which I mentioned last week that I'm really into right now. It's a really cool, very sci-fi story. Basically, it's the perspective is that it's an augmented reality game, kind of gone wrong. Like, it turns out it's more dangerous than people thought.
Oh, you had mentioned this because I had said that there's a Black Mirror. It sounded very Black Mirror.
Yeah. It's great. I actually am about to listen to the final episode from technically this season. I hope they're making another season. I don't really know. But it's by the same people who made Tanis, which is another really popular audio drama sci-fi podcast. They're really great. I mean, like, I highly recommend that somebody checks out these very well produced, excellent storyline.
Nice.
Great.
Yeah, I've been listening to How Did This Get Made with Jason Mantzoukas, June. Oh, she's got 3 names: June Diane Layfield, and
she's
Paul
great.
Shear.
Can't think of her.
She's been in a million things, but so she is on this with them. It's awesome. They just review old bad movies. That's pretty much it in the 90s music because of that show. So let's see, watching, reading, playing. You're playing Skyrim.
Skyrim still.
And I'm playing nothing. I've been playing the Clean the Basement.
Like,
I've been playing the cleanup.
it's really fun.
It's terrible. It's the worst, boringest game ever. So it seems like there's no end in sight to it ever.
Fun.
So I think that's pretty much it. Wait. Oh.
Is it down here?
You know what? I don't think it's in here. No, it's not in the box. Damn it! Of course not.
Our daughter stole
So, LootCrate DX in December was Star Wars. They
Just show it in a different episode.
what?
You have to show it in a different
Yeah,
episode.
I'll do an episode and unboxing and everything so people could see it. But LootCrate had done a DX box of Star Wars specifically. The thing that they could not get sent out was this lightsaber. It was a half-scale raised lightsaber. They finally did get it sent out 2.5 months later. I want to complain, but truthfully, our daughter's going dressed up as Rey to Disney World, and it
She's so excited
is
about having it.
perfect sized for her hands. It looks like the right size prop. And we have like
Real ones.
real ones, but even more to the fact, like these aren't just real ones, these are prototypes of the real ones. Like these are incredibly rare real ones. This one I don't have the piece in
Oh, you
because
broke it.
it goes
Well-
off all the time. But yeah, I mean